You put the nuts here on top. And then you put the shells on the bottom, under the top.
Will it work for peanuts?
No.
Only pistachios? Today we are going to do some more woodworking with the lathe. It's a surprise for the little guy. What I'm going to try to do is I found this nice segmented bowl blank on eBay. I did not make it, but I thought it looked really neat. And what I'm going to try to do is make a pistachio bowl or peanut bowl out of it, which is a two-piece bowl. So it'll have a top for putting your nuts in, and then it'll have a bottom bowl portion to put the shells in. And I made one of those before with a solid blank, so I'll try this with segmented and see how it works. But Jerry loves peeling pistachios, so we'll see how he likes it for his birthday. But I will explain what I'm doing. First, I'm going to drill a hole for a woodworm screw chuck. I'm going to use a Nova chuck for the bowl. Really makes turning bowls easy. So I'm going to drill this a little hole for the screw for the woodworm, and then we'll get it hooked up. Now that we've got the guide hole for the woodworm drilled, we will put it on the chuck. So we'll get the lathe out. I already have the chuck on the lathe, so I'll just screw this on. Okay, so I got it turned round. It's not super great, but I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to try a recess. Hopefully the glue holds. I think it will. So I marked it with a pencil, which is just as easy to turn it on as holding a pencil up against it. So I'm going to cut a recess so I can flip it around on the chuck to start removing the material for the bowl part. I may even sand this down a bit since I won't have access to it once I get it spun around to sand it when I'm finished. So I'll go ahead and do a little bit of that too. And that's what we're going to do now. So I've got the recess cut, probably a little deeper than I needed to, but it'll work. And I'm gonna clean this up a little bit to smooth it off so that when it's the bowl's finished, I won't have to mess with that. So that's what I'll work on now, is some sanding. Okay, that looks pretty good for the bottom of the bowl. I think there's going to be enough meat to hold that chuck. Hold it tight while I gouge out the inside. So let's spin her around and go from there. So that's what this wood here in the middle, that is a pleasure to turn. It cuts really nice and easy. You can see the it's a mix of hardwood and softwood, so that makes it tricky. Anyway, if I knew what this red stuff was, or I'd like to get more of that. So, gold stars, if anybody can tell me what that stuff is. All right, let's get it on here. Alright, that chuck is tight. I'll keep checking it as I go. And let me get this thing out. And now comes the fun part. Might be worth some laughs. Hopefully, you know, I have some good luck here. It'll be entertaining one way or the other. So I've hollowed out some on the upper bowl, but I'm going to go ahead and move to the inner bowl portion. And to do that, I'm going to move the camera angle. Okay, so I forgot to record some, but I need to hollow the inner lower bowl a little bit more, but I did start working on shaping it. I'd like them to sort of match the rim shape. I'll shave this out a bit more a little bit later, but right now I'm going to work on the bulk of the inner upper bowl. So I just sharpened my chisel or bowl gouge, and we'll start digging that out. It's actually relaxing to do. When you get the right angle and everything, it really is fun. I got the shape that I want, and so now I'm going to go ahead and just start sanding it down, and we'll finish it off. So I've sanded it down. It's pretty smooth, but I have some places where I have some tear out that I really just can't get cleaned up. And then there's a couple of places where I made some mistakes, and there's some gouges that I'm going to leave for character. But I'm ready to finish it. What I'm going to use is carnauba wax, and I just spin this up and touch it and then melt it with a rag, and it gets a nice finish. In general, I'm happy with the result, and I think it's probably about as good as I can do on this lathe. The bearings are bad, so you can see I can move it, and I think that's part of the problem of how I'm not able to get a good consistent finish all the way around in places, or at least that's what I'm thinking. I don't know, but in general, I think it's going to be functional, and I think Jerry will like it. So let's go ahead and finish and see what happens here. I've only used carnauba wax once before on one bowl, and it did make it shinier, so we'll see what happens. Here we go. So it's shiny, and it'll be good enough to eat some pistachios. So here it is on the table, pretty shiny with that wax. I think Jerry will like it. We should be able to use it for quite some time. And I like the shape of it too, and the polish. It's a nice little bowl to have sitting out. Hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, take care.